really doing a lot of research. So then there I go and look into it.
Yeah.
So where some people they're going to be like, well, they say. Really, that means I heard it on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah. Won't catch me slipping if I'm actually thinking you're acting different. Manic, spitting sounds of manic depressing. But yeah, no, good for Joe. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Joe. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to disrespect anyone who listens to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
But he's becoming like the guy that like people that think, but like who's this dude who owns Tesla?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Yeah, that like these fake smart people.
Yeah.
They're just like, yo, you are just dumb as shit sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like that fake smart person loves Joe Rogan so much that it makes me be like, man, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know.
Here's the thing with Joe Rogan. I actually, I listen to his podcast. Not religiously. Like, it depends on who's on it. Like, I'll say, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a boring one or whatever. But the thing is, he's a very influential person.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to be, but he's one of those people that people gravitate to.
Yeah.
And they become like Joe Rogan stans.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, he's going to tell you, like in these conversations, he'll be like, I'm not sure, that when he's like, when he's talking to people, they're putting ideas together, whatever. But I think what ends up happening is people are taking his word as gospel. And he's like, yo, don't take my word as gospel. But do. So it's just, there's a lot of Joe Rogan stands out there. Yeah. And you could tell like, oh, I know, like there's a lot of people who I know that I could be like, oh, you listen to Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. Like I could already know.
Yeah.
Like kind of your mind, your worldview, whatever, I could I could see that. But like also he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He brings a lot of interesting people, and at least what it does is it will spark me to do more research into a certain thing.
Yeah.
Like that's where I kind of first learned about intermittent fasting. Mm-hmm. He had like a scientist who was kind of like really doing a lot of research. So then there I go and look into it.
Yeah.
Where some people they're going to be like, well, they say. Really, that means I heard it on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah. You know what it is too. I hate Alex Jones. I fucking hate Alex Jones. I hate everything he represents. And I hate that Joe Rogan ever gave him any type of forum. You know what I mean? That people use to humanize Alex Jones sometimes. It's like, don't fucking humanize this dude, man. Like, fuck him. And that bothers me. Like, that to me is borderline indefensible. I get it.
No, you know why? Because you're a person who can cut people off.
Yeah, but some people need to be cut off, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, when he knows him, they have a history, and Alex Jones has gotten worse. And like when he has him on, he's like, "Listen, you got to cut that out." Like he has a friend, Eddie Bravo, who's like one of the, he has one of the top MMA gyms apparently, and Bravo is like full-on conspiracy theorist. Like if you get and you'll just see it, right?
Yeah.
But you got to see the way he talks to Eddie, because Eddie's just completely flat earth, all that. And Joe has to like reel him in because that's his friend.
Yeah.
Like they're bigger than that ideology.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we could say like, oh, you can't give Alex Jones that. But when we all have friends that we know are like a little, off. Sometimes you can't cut them off. And I think he knew that Alex Jones, there might be some truth to what he says, but then he's crazy in some other ways. We can't, like Alex Jones has mental health issues.
For sure. I hope so, at least. You know what I mean? Otherwise, he's perpetuating something that's fucking insane for money, pretty much.
Of course. Dude, he's insane.
Yeah. But then I just don't see, if one of my friends, let's say you go insane.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring you on my podcast. I'm going to get you help, right? I'm going to go, bro, what's wrong with you? Why would I give you a forum?
But it's a different insane, though, right? Is it the insane that you could have a conversation with me?
No, it's the insane where Fred has all of a sudden turned into a lunatic and is now telling me that Sandy Hook was not real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that
Yeah.
kind of insane? You know what I mean? It's just like, bro, what are you talking about? Okay, acorns, man, leave me alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just that bothers me. I get you have a history, but at some point,
But the thing is, okay, you gave him the thing, but it's not like he didn't do anything. Alex Jones didn't go on there because I did hear it because I wanted to see the car wreck.
mhm.
He didn't say nothing.
It doesn't matter. That makes it worse to
No,
me.
it doesn't.
It does to me. Can I say to me it makes it worse? What do you mean? No, it doesn't. It makes it worse because then it makes you question, well, do you even believe this shit you're saying? Or are you just spreading this because you're causing harm? That's the problem. Because you're causing fucking harm.
Yeah, I think you see. Here's the thing. I think it almost it was good because Joe was the rational person, and there was such like they were polar opposites.
Mm-hmm.
So you were looking at a rational person because the thing is, Alex Jones on his show doesn't have rational people. So you saw this person, and he's like, okay, all right, calm down. You know, like it was almost like you knew that they were like, man, he's full on nuts.
Yeah.
So it was good to see that whatever. But it's up to you. You like to cut people off, so.
I do. You're right.
You do cut people off.
I cut people off. You're right. I do that.
Yeah.
I do that. Because at certain points, people run their course. Listen, there are different friends are like tools. And this is going to sound bad, but it's not bad when you think about it.
It's already. You use tools when you need them.
Exactly. There are
That's
different.
That's horrendous.
There are different tools.
So you're
for different
using
jobs.
me for this podcast.
There are different tools for different jobs.
You're a piece of trash. I'm gonna cut you off.
You cut me off mad times this podcast, all right?
You call me a tool.
There's different tools for different jobs, all right? And sometimes you may have friends or people, and this is not anything new. I'm just saying it in a different way. You have people, you have friends in your life that eventually will run out their course. They either no longer match your psyche or your mentality is moved into a different way, and they're still doing this shit over here. Well, they're not good for you anymore. So now you got to move into this direction. It's fine. You know what I mean?
And it's
not because you see what you're saying is I cut people off. What you really mean is that I cut people off in a public fashion sometimes. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, snip, snip, fuck you, suck a dick, right? But in reality, we all cut people off. We all gravitate towards other. It just doesn't always have to be fanfare. It doesn't always have to be a whole thing.
Well, here's the thing. When you cut people off, the action of making that cutoff is like almost something permanent, right? You're publicly saying, hey,
I'm cauterizing the wound.
I don't want to be your friend anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck with you. Yeah.
And this could be a weakness of mine because I can't do that.
Yeah.
Because
maybe it's not a weakness. Maybe it's a weakness of mine that I do that.
Well, yeah, it's either way you take it. And there's going to be people that agree with you and people agree with me.
Correct.
Right? So it might be hard for me to think that because I might be like, I can get them back or, there's some redeeming qualities to that person, or the history that I have with that person, that loyalty, and granted, but the thing is when, like you say, cut off, the thing is maybe I can't bang with them like that. Like I might still love them and, we'll always have that history, but maybe I just can't hang out with you or have these type of, conversations or whatever. Correct. So it's a different type of cutoff. But when I think when you tell that person, hey, I'm done with you, like then that's the line in the sand.
Yeah, I cut people off like a saw. It's jagged. There's a lot of cuts. There's a lot of shrapnel. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would say like a katana.
I think most people cut people off with a katana. That it's more smooth. It's smooth and it's still mendable. My shit is not mendable.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We've lost too many wood chips.
That's bad terms.
It's all over the place. We can't remend this shit. Right, you know what I mean? Everyone
true.
Else, I think, is very smooth, and you can put it back together. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean? You're really good at that.
Because you know, I don't know. I just feel like I've
I thought
done.
you had a bad connection.
No, I've done a lot of work in my life to be able to rely on myself. So losing someone should not affect whether I move forward or not, is how I feel about things. Now, that doesn't mean that I want to lose friends or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then it's like the energy. I don't know. It's weird because the thing is that, you know, and I feel like I've never like officially ever like cut somebody off. You know, maybe not. I don't know. But I can't remember when I've been like, oh, I'm done with you. Like I can't ever be, you know, like be cool with you. A lot of times it's just you kind of gravitate away, so it naturally happens.
It naturally happens, yeah.
You know,
I mean,
so
the most recent instance of this was that I had already realized, I was like, this person is no use to me, and everything I'm seeing this person say is in direct opposition of things that I believe in.
Right.
So get rid of this fucking person. It's kind of how I handle it. It's just how I think about it.
So ready.
You know what I mean?
Yo.
So that's just me. Everyone's a little bit different.
Won't catch me slipping if I'm actually thinking you're acting different. Manic spitting sounds of manic depressing. Going through